Richard Majewski, and welcome to another edition of Take 10. Take 10 is a service departments, corporate housing and global mobility podcast where we seek to offer insights based on informal chat and icebreaker questions to get to know the guests a little better, and followed by a summary of the guest's business so that you can examine potential collaboration. So without further ado, let's meet today's guest. Hi, Stephen. Thank you for coming on to Take 10 today. Stephen Hesketh, Savvy Hotel Group, the Hospitality Hero and Devafast. Stephen, over to you to introduce yourself, if I may.
Thanks very much, Richard. Yeah, I'm Stephen Hesketh. I'm CEO of the Savvy Hotel Group, the Hospitality Hero and Devafast. And what are those three entities? Well, the Savvy Hotel Group is a small collection of hotels and soon to add service apartments to that. And I'm sure we'll talk a bit more detail in relation to where they are and what we're doing. The Hospitality Hero is all around education and training. And we're just on the verge of launching our very first children's book based at primary school kids to educate them and get them excited about careers in hospitality. And finally, Devafest is our 30,000 plus attended 3-day festival here in Cheshire East, which this year on the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th of August, we'll have Gloria Gaynor having her farewell concert here in the UK, and people like the Happy Mondays and Matt Goss and Segala and many others. So there's enough there to keep me busy, that's for sure.
Wow, you're joking, really? Gloria Gaynor, Happy Mondays. I'll tell you, yeah, really. I mean, every single aspect of what you do, Steve, is excites me. You know, the hotel group and the locations and moving into new territory for Aparthotels. So I'm really looking forward to that, hearing more about that. Hospitality Hero and what you're doing there to encourage young people into the sector. Great again. And Devafest and Happy Mondays, and what can I say? You apart from you're twisting my melon, man. So and by the way, viewers, I didn't know about this, so this is all very ad lib. I didn't realise about the people attending. So anyway, I shouldn't take up too much time here because there's so much exciting stuff to listen to. So we'll go into the icebreaker questions, Steve. Are you ready for them?
Yeah, sure. Bring them on.
That's the attitude. So I'm not an Aussie way to approach it, and some of the icebreakers will be kind of based on Australia. For those, do you want to say actually? Do you want to mention your Australian background right now?
I was actually born in the UK, but at 12 months old, my parents emigrated to Australia, where I then grew up. My education was all in Australia, and I came back here at the age of 20 to the UK for what was planned as a 12-month working holiday. And 25 years later, here I still am. So yeah, I love the UK. I love Europe. I love the whole opportunity just to be so accessible to, you know, the big powerhouse cities of the world. Let's be honest, you know, from Paris to Berlin to everything in between. It's phenomenal. I love the UK. I don't think we give ourselves enough credit, in all honesty, on what a fantastic country we are.
Yeah, no, I agree. We just don't have the sun. We don't have the same amount of sunshine, do we? Mind you, we've not had a bad summer, but yeah, no, I agree with you there. Okay, so with that background, if I could say, I could ask some of these questions. Beach or bush for a weekend getaway? What would you?
Definitely beach. I still can't take the waves away from my childhood. So yeah, still always love a nice beach break for sure.
Honestly, and by the way, dear viewers, so I was in Australia in February. Our daughter is over there on the same similar sort of working visa that Steve was talking about there, I believe. And so just looking at the youngsters on the beaches there, the nippers, I think they're called, and just learning how to deal with the waves and everything. I didn't even put my toe in the water. I was asking everyone if there were sharks going to come and get me. So I was really kind of cautious. But yeah, what a life! What a
It's a
life to
beautiful
have when
part of
you're
the world.
growing up.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful part of the world for sure. And the beaches are second to none over there, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, exactly. Australian theme again. Team of Vegemite. It's love it or hate it. Which team are you on?
Oh, I love Vegemite. I love it on a nice cracker. It goes a long way. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Always. And I must say, I don't like Marmite, but love Vegemite.
that was going to be my next question. Not one that I was necessarily had planned, but it just came to mind. So they do taste different, do they?
Totally. Yeah, totally. Vegemites are much nicer. Yeah, Marmite's not my cup of tea, but Vegemite just has a unique taste that is just perfect on a cracker.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you're selling that one well. Um, switching now to the UK, and not forever, but here. But I've got a couple of questions on UK. Wrexham, Hollywood. Bearing in mind your portfolio, Wrexham takeover, Hollywood takeover, or hometown pride. Do you feel that it's a good move for the town of Wrexham, city of Wrexham? I think actually it's a city now, I believe.
Yeah, it's a city now. I mean, for the viewers, 12 months ago, just over 12 months ago, we bought what was the old Lodge Hotel. And over these last 12 months have transformed it, spent just shy of £1 million on it, converting it into what is now Hotel Wrexham, accompanied by a fantastic pub concept called the Savvy Fox Pub. We've done a lot of work there. It's 8 acres of land. It's a beautiful property, but it is actually all on the back of the growing success that Wrexham is having. And again, it's a city that reminds me so much of Liverpool 15 years ago. Do you know what? It's quite deprived. It's had its challenges. It's, as a city, still finding its way, still finding its direction, but the opportunities are phenomenal. And I think, centrally, Welsh government have sort of woke up and realised that they need to have a city of the north. It can't all be Cardiff and Swansea. What's going on the coastline up here, again, past Wrexham, Llangollen, and these type of places are phenomenal. They're real key hotspots. There's a lot of northerners from England that take some time to really enjoy the Welsh coastline, etc., all the way along to Abersoch. But the Wrexham story is just beautiful, and I'm thrilled to be in Wrexham. And of course, 12 months on after opening Hotel Wrexham, we're about to embark on our first service department for Wrexham. So it'll be Wrexham's first service department. It's going to be called the Old Registry, which is a beautiful 13-block. It's actually the Old Registry in Wrexham City Centre. We've also just purchased the property next to it as well, so we'll extend through into there later into the year, probably beginning of 2026. So we're going to start with 13 apartments, 2 bedrooms, 11 one-bedrooms, and they're a very high-end quality. It's fantastic for Wrexham because Wrexham is really short of accommodation, particularly now with the move into Championships League this year. We'll see obviously that huge increase of football traffic. It's about to also open in the next couple of months the first Welsh sports museum, which again central government have put into Wrexham, which is fantastic. This week actually we're in Eisteddfod week, so the Eisteddfod is a big musical event that goes on and literally fills us all. So we're full to the rafters this week at Hotel Wrexham. It's absolutely bursting at the seams, and we feel that overflow to my property here in Chester, which is the townhouse. So we can really feel Wrexham's boom, and I've seen everything from the top executives of United Airlines coming across to Wrexham to have a look at the place, and it's really on the verge of something special. I feel so. I think the locals have got real pride. It's given them belief again, really, in what a fantastic destination Wrexham is. And whilst it's still not where it needs to be, and I don't think that would offend anybody in Wrexham, but I think the journey is exciting. And there's big plans to be capital of culture in 2029, which really does need to happen. I think it'd be a real shame if it doesn't. But I think Wrexham's putting a lot of effort into making that happen, because it really is transforming itself as being the Welsh capital of the North.
Interesting, you made that put and made that reference to that to capital, because as I mentioned to you, so I spent some of my youth in a village near to Wrexham, and you can see the developments 100%. They used to call Liverpool the capital of North Wales, actually, but now, yeah, maybe they've at last got a capital of North Wales that's in Wales. Yeah, and that's great. And the Eisteddfod, yep, lovely event in Llangollen, isn't it?
Yes.
And just loved it in the summer to go over there, and yeah, bit of illegal legal age drinking there. There's nothing wrong with that. I can say that. I can't. I don't know. I hope I can't get arrested retrospectively. um, but no, it is a fantastic area. Good motorway connections. Your own property. I think I'm right in saying is kind of you come over the bridge from Farndon into Holt, and it's the road straight past the Wrexham Industrial Estate, or business park, I'm sure they call it nowadays. I don't know. And through into Wrexham, fantastic location.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
yeah.
a lot of people don't realise actually how big the industrial estate business park is. It's actually one of the biggest in Europe now. It's like a top three destination for business. There's some huge operators there: Moneypenny, JCB, Networld Sports, Kellanova. I mean, it's phenomenal, and that's what's lovely for us as a business. We can thrive midweek with the corporate slash the industry, and at weekends really go to town with the football. So it's a real beautiful blend of business, truth be known.
100%, 100%, yeah. And as I mentioned to you earlier, yeah, it was indeed the reason for us to move from Manchester when they were pretty much winding down Trafford Park, and then they moved the factory over into Wrexham. So it's yeah. Quickly nipping back to some of those icebreakers. Chester. If you were to advise, if you'd say one place for if someone was there on a day trip or even a 1 hour trip, is there somewhere in particular that you would advise a visitor to go to, apart from your hotels, of course?
I mean, Chester's such what I would call quintessentially British. I love Chester. I think it's got real character, real charm, and that's its biggest appeal. Because actually, it doesn't matter whether you're taking a walk along the River Dee, whether you're taking a stroll around the beautiful racecourse, or whether or not you're just walking around and looking at the architecture of from the town hall to the cathedral. It's such a beautiful place, and of course just out of the city centre ever so slightly is of course Europe's best zoo, and what's going on at Chester Zoo at the moment is phenomenal. There's a huge development going on there, which you'll see a hotel or cabins, for a better word, that are coming to the zoo for the very first time literally in another couple of weeks' time. So that's really taking up it's a beautiful, you can wake up and literally step out onto the balcony and see the giraffes strolling around in front of you, etc. So a huge investment for the zoo, but again has been great for Chester city centre, because people are also obviously coming to see that new extension to, gosh, I think it's 22 acres or something huge like that, the zoo now. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Fantastic. Yeah. If I had £1 for every school trip I'd spent at Chester Zoo, then I'd be a rich person. But no, lovely place for for families as well as the kids, isn't it?
It's
Um,
beautiful. Yeah, it's
nipping, nipping back to Australia briefly, and with some knowledge of your background, Burley Heads or Surfers Paradise,
Burley Heads.
because
So Burley Heads is where I first got introduced to hospitality. I worked at a beautiful timeshare resort called Marron Shores, which overlooked Burley Heads Beach. And I was actually, at the age of 18, I had a fantastic boss there who encouraged me to be part of the committee that started the Burley Heads Chamber of Commerce at the time.
oh wow,
Back in, gosh, about 1994, something like that. So I was not only the youngest member of the board of the setup board of the Burley Heads Chamber of Commerce, but I was part of the starting committee. So it was a very good, fond memories of Burley Heads. I love it.
Lovely place, isn't it? We went there on our visit, and I was probably badly well, I wasn't. No one advised me, but no one advised me against it either. I was looking at the Surface Paradise down the beach, and I thought, yeah, I could walk it. And like, 2 hours later, I think it was still just a mirage in the distance because there's such big buildings on it.
Yeah.
So I just walked back. I think
The
I got
growth,
just
the
one
growth of
worm.
the Gold Coast is just phenomenal. From Coolangatta right the way up to Main Beach. I mean, it's hours and hours of walk on that coastline, but it's such beautiful. But by goodness, I went back in September last year, and again, the traffic and just the growth is just phenomenal. It really is. Um,
Yeah,
since I left there, 25 years ago, it's a different place. I mean, it's huge.
yeah, yeah,
It's such a hot spot for Australia.
yeah, yeah. I think there's some service department developments now. I probably have been for a while, but in um, Surfers Paradise. But yeah, there are probably lots of them, but certainly some brands are going there. Um, last question in terms of the icebreakers and what have you. So you've almost made it, and it's not an either or, but TV. If anyone watches TV these days, they seem to be watching Netflix and what have you all the time. But favorite TV program? Do you have an Australian TV program?
I mean, I'm a bit of a workaholic, so I must say I don't see as much TV as many do, I suppose. But what do I enjoy? Ozark, that type of stuff. Narcos, I quite enjoy stuff where it's almost a bit real life. I'm not a lover of all these corny made up shows. I like to sort of believe that it's believable, etc. So anything that's true to life, I quite enjoy watching.
And Australian, in terms of Australian TV shows,
Well, as a youngster, I was a mad Neighbours fan. I'll be honest with you. In fact, when
really
I when I married my
interesting.
wife 20 years ago, we walked down the aisle to the Kylie and Jason theme tune because we were forever called Kylie and Jason at the time,
Ah,
given my broad Australian accent back in those days.
yeah,
So,
brilliant, brilliant,
but yeah,
excellent. Oh,
long
you're gonna be getting the introductions, that music introducing you to every event that you attend now, I
yeah,
think. Uh,
yeah.
I didn't mind Colin of Accounts as one as a program I came across just going on a plane over there, and I just loved it. I don't know if you've come across that program, but it's a
No,
comedy.
right.
Colin from Accounts, it's called.
I'll
Yeah,
have
I
to have
must
a
try
look.
and find it on Netflix or whatever. Um, Actually, I said that we've finished, but maybe this is a, what do you call them these days, a segue into talking more about your business. Um, Climbing the corporate ladder or more formal education? Because I know that Hospitality Hero, and I think it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic what you're doing in supporting young people coming into the hospitality sector. I think that's totally amazing. Um, do you have any thoughts on what what young people should be doing in terms of, do they get an education and then come into the sector, or climb the corporate ladder from a younger age? Do you have a feeling on
I
that
mean,
one?
I can look for myself. As I said, at 15, I started in that timeshare resort. My auntie got me a job part time at the weekends, cleaning windows, and then I fell into working in housekeeping, working in maintenance, going into reception, and slowly worked my way up. And at school was not my forte. In fact, my daughter is the first Hesketh in the family, and I'm talking, from my brothers and sisters as well. That's the first one to ever go to university. So it's not been a big thing for us in our family, etc. We've all sort of got our hands dirty from day one. So I'm a big believer in it, and obviously what I'm doing with the Hospitality Hero is exactly that. I think specifically here in the UK, hospitality has a bad rap, and I think that's a real shame. So in September, I've just finished the book. I'll be launching the very first Be Our Guest, as it's called, which is a book to really excite 7 to 10-year-olds about all the fantastic opportunities that hospitality can offer in hotels, service departments, and the like. So the book actually is based around a hotel and talks about an inspector and an apprentice, and they get mixed up and they go on a journey through all the departments and they see all the exciting, fun roles that so many of us started our careers in, etc. And if we don't start getting them excited at that age, that there's some great, exciting opportunities out there in hospitality, then by the time they come to 15, 16, which is, again, a big area where I spend a lot of time bringing kids into our hotels to show them the ins and outs, bed making competitions, mocktail making, educating them and understanding on the costs of, whilst you may pay £100 for a room, actually, by the time you take out all your costs, you can end up with £1, sometimes even less, so we spend a lot of time educating, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, but actually a lot of them can also on day one go, oh, I didn't even know what hospitality was. So, there's a real education piece to get into primary schools, to get into high schools. We forget, back in our day, I was talking about this just the other day. I would go to school and I was so proud to bring home mum my cake that I'd made in school. And, I was also saying, my mum still has on her dining room table the fruit bowl that I lathed as a 14-year-old in school. And all of that has been taken out of school. All those practical learnings and those life skills have been, taken out through health and safety, through whatever reason. And actually, we're really underestimating one of the biggest stories that I love to tell, and I'm so proud of it. Here in Chester, we work with a special needs school, and they come into the hotel. Usually, a small quantity of them, 8 of them, with their teachers, etc. We, on this particular occasion, did a bed making competition with them, and the very next day, I got a call back from the headmaster, and he said, Johnny's parents have just rang me up, almost in tears, that Johnny's made his bed for the first time in his life, quite literally, after your session at your hotel. They just wanted me to tell you thank you so much. And that sounds really, really small, but actually, sadly that's where the world is now, and we have to really inspire these kids that actually, I have this saying where I say, save hospitality so hospitality can save the world. And I really think that we underestimate that actually, the connections we make and the team camaraderie that we have in hospitality in our teams really do. You can have 16-year-olds working with 60-year-olds and everything in between, and the education and the learning that they have, in my opinion, is like no other industry. I love it. I've always loved it, and I'm a big pioneer now to really spreading the great opportunities that hospitality have. So really pleased, very, very excited to get this book out, and really my aim is to get it into every school in the UK.
The book, because I know that with the green screen it might not be easy, but if you hold it in front of you, maybe it's visible. If you hold it in front of you, yeah, like that. So that's the book, people.
Be our guest. It's based on the Townhouse Hotel, which is my hotel in Chester, but it's all around British woodland animals as the theme. So in housekeeping, the bed is looked after by a load of robins, and of course the bed's made in the style of a nest, and very cute, well done. Really with the thought and minds of children at the base of it, but really just to give them an introduction of all those exciting. We do things like people pay by acorns, but they're upgrading to pay by leaf now, and it's contactless, and a bit of tongue in cheek and all that type of stuff, but to really educate and inspire the youngsters on, oh wow, have you ever thought of, from events to accounting to just the wide roles that we have in our sector.
Yeah, no, amazing. I mean, as a frivolous aside, I must suggest that maybe you're now going to be, people will try to pay in acorns, of course, at your hotels. So, but it's what an absolute fabulous thing. And are there, I suppose, dropping you a line, a message on LinkedIn or an email or what have you, how do people, engage with that, or go onto the hospitalityhero.com website and see if something inspires them there?
So definitely go on the hospitalityhero.com website, or I'm very active on LinkedIn, so please reach out on LinkedIn if anyone wants to message me, etc. The book will be live on Amazon probably by the end of August. We're just in this whole distribution setup. We're looking to work with quite a number of the local combined authorities up here in the north to really get into schools, and we're working on lesson plans, etc., to help teachers implemented in. And as I said, the longer term plan is to roll it out nationally, but we're sort of focused on North Wales, Cheshire and Merseyside at the moment. And hopefully by the end of the year, start of 2026, we can start taking that further afield. But anyone that's interested or wants to have a look, as I said, the book will be on sale on Amazon certainly by the end of August. But also details will be on the hospitalityhero.com website as well. So we're a few weeks away from people being able to put it in their hot hands. I've just got the completed versions in this last week, so we've just got that process to go through before we get it out to market.
Fantastic. So that's Hospitality Hero. You also, would you like to say anything about more about Devafast, or indeed your hotel group, and just focusing in on then the Aparthotel again, maybe?
Sure. Well, Devafest happens literally in a couple of weeks' time. So it's it starts on the 7th for camping, but the actual full days are the 8th, 9th, 10th of August at a beautiful location called Cholmondeley Castle in Cheshire East. So it's literally on the borderline of Cheshire West, Cheshire East and North Wales. Beautiful part. A fantastic 3-day event. It really is what we call a posh family festival. It's got fantastic facilities. It's not all about the music for us. We've put real energy and effort into the full package. So for a bit, we have a huge fun fair ride infrastructure there, and that's all free, part of your ticket price. So it's all about value for money. It's all about being family friendly. Some great artists from Dareem, remember the Tony Blair song Things Can Only Get Better, they're performing there, to some local North Wales and Cheshire bands, etc. There's a real great mix, but music is obviously a massive part of it, but actually all the other stuff we have. Chester Zoo bringing what they call their Lanterns project to guest with us as well over those few days. So you'll see big walking giraffes and goodness knows what, higher than us, that kids will be able to interact with. We have a comedy stage. It's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, it's a small independent festival in the scheme of things, but it's growing so lovely. This is our 5th year. And for the first time, we'll be hitting just on 30,000, which is phenomenal growth over that short period of time. And we're really looking forward to carrying on over the next couple of years to really take this up to a 50,000 plus festival. That then takes me on to the hotel. So yeah, Savvy Hotel Group again is going from strength to strength. Bringing on Wrexham is a real hoot for us, and we're so looking forward. So middle of August, so at the same time as the book sort of going live, we'll be launching the old registry, which for Wrexham, having their first service department block is going to be huge for them. And at the standard, there'll be very good 4-star service departments literally down the road from the race course, which is the Wrexham Football Club. So great location, great for the city, because the city really is short of accommodation, and great for locals to actually really see a great service department. And as you know, Richard, my background, I spent many years in Bridge Street, so I know the service department sector very, very well, as well as the hotel sector. I mean, they're literally, connected in every sense of the word. But it's lovely to be able to bring that to Wrexham. Our property in Chester continues to go from strength to strength, and we're in the process now of really formalising our wider hotel management company that will look to strengthen over these next few years as well, and look at more sites. So as we're looking to grow that. So we're really, we have our fingers in a lot of pies, but our focus is growing the hotel group, growing Devafast, and at that same time, really via the Hospitality Hero, pushing back and giving back in that really positive way of educating the youth of tomorrow on all the exciting things that go on in hospitality. And as a 15-year-old boy, 30 years ago, who would have thought 30 years on I'd be in the UK for one, let alone doing really well for ourselves. I'm really proud of what we're achieving, and it's great to come on a podcast like this with yourself and share it with other people, because we're really passionate in what we do.
I mean, that was a fantastic summary. I often say at this stage, anything else to add, but I think you've summarised it beautifully there, really. I will ask that question in a minute, because I would just like to throw in to the viewers that I do know Wrexham Town Centre or as it was, it has changed significantly. But that apart hotel, number one, it's a beautiful building. Number two, just a great location. It's central enough that it's accessible to everything, and yet tucked away nicely as well. So it is brilliant. And having a part hotel in Wrexham, that's great. And congratulations for all of that. Congratulations for all you do. I must let you summarise and go, because I don't know how you find the time to do all of that. So it's unbelievable. Is there anything, Steve, that you would like to add at all regarding perhaps how the viewers can contact you, or what what you'd like to engage with, any engagement
Yeah,
that you'd
sure.
like to?
I mean, anyone can reach out to me at stephen@savvyhotels.com. But be really keen to speak to anyone, certainly in the service department sector. We've really got to put our Wrexham property on the map. So we really need to start skating away with the agents, etc. So if any of them are watching and listening to this, please do reach out for us, because we will start to have all those photos, etc., coming to fruition, ready for late August, early September launch. And of course, going back to what I was saying in relation to the Hospitality Hero, if anyone can help open doors to getting the book into schools, or some funding to help us print more of these books to get them into schools, etc., I'd love to talk to people about that. But likewise, we do many other programs with high schools, etc. And I love coming on these talker shows to sort of go, look, to all us operators in the sector, please do open your doors to schools and primary schools, because we've really got to entice and excite those kids into the great careers and aspirations and the joy of the industry that so many of us watching will be having and have had.
Fantastic, amazing. All right, so Stephen, I've got to let you, get off the camera now. But well, actually, don't go away. But thank you very much for what's been a really interesting Take 10, and obviously wishing you all the best with all of those significant projects and modern projects, obviously.
No,
But
thank
don't
you,
go
Richard.
away.
Well done for you for doing Take 10. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you very much. Well, we have a bit of a laugh. All right, I'll speak to you in a minute, but we'll just play the outro now.